The RBA's rate hike next week. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article which is discussing the potential for a rate hike next week. Now if we have a look here at the cash rate, it's been steadily climbing for some time now. Predictions are of it eventually peaking at 4.1%. We'll have to see if it gets there, but well, the odds are that we're going to see another rate hike next week. And let's have a look at this article. So the RBA's decisions, Aussies brace for a $1,176 blow next week. I wonder which Aussies are going to be copping that much from their rate hike, guys. I have to see it here. So experts are overwhelmingly predicting another interest rate hike when the Reserve Bank of Australia meets on Tuesday. This means homeowners are set to be dealt with another blow to their home loan repayments and marks almost a year since the RBA began hiking rates in May 2022. In this month's Finder RBA cash rate survey, 42% of experts and economists weighed in on future cash rate moves. Almost all panelists, 93%, believed the cash rate would increase on Tuesday. Yeah, but what does this tell us? This just tells us there's a consensus in opinion from these economists. How many times going back through the pandemic, the lockdowns and all the economic news and everything we would read, they'd be pulling out these panels and saying, look, this is going to happen. You know, or 80% say inflation is transitory. What happened with that? This is an art. It's not a science, guys. It's not like physics. It's not like engineering. It's an art. It's more of an art than a lot of people realize. Economics, I mean. With the majority, 86%, forecasting another increase of 25 basis points, bringing the official cash rate to 3.6% in March. Graham Cook, head of consumer research at Finder, said this was the most dramatic series of rate rises in many homeowners' lifetimes. Yeah, in most of our memory. I mean, we'll have a look here, guys. We've got the cash rate there. I mean, 2010, just before the GFC, that's the last time it shot up a little bit. How many homeowners nowadays that have just bought recently wouldn't even remember back then? Weren't even thinking about interest rates back then. There you go, guys. I mean, how far back in this chart did you buy your house? I mean, if you were bought in 2010, you might have rates similar to what we're approaching now. But you've only known times have been going down and you've got 10 years of equity that you built in your house in paying off the loan, let alone the fact that property has just gone to the moon over that time. It's been crazy. It really has. So the rate increases so far have already added around $12,000 per year to the average 30-year mortgage, Cook said. Cook said lenders were coming up with creative ways to keep customers who had contacted their bank, offering incentives such as cheap broadband or upfront cash. Cheap broadband? Really? Oh, yeah. That's not too good for my AussieBroadband shares. Come on, keep buying Aussie. In some cases, hashtag not financial advice. I've kept them. I haven't done anything with them, just sitting on them. I'm very lazy when it comes to selling shares because then you've got to do all the capital gain stuff. In some cases, lenders are offering up to 100 basis point discounts to prevent existing customers from switching, Cook said. There's the little secret, guys. You've got to get on the phone. You've got to talk to your bank. You've got to try and make a deal. Now, for some people, they're not going to give you a deal. If you've got like a shitty little mortgage of 100 grand, they're not going to care. You know, they're not going to fight for you. So don't be disappointed if you can't squeeze much out of them, but still try. You know, seriously, I haven't done it for, before I went to a fixed rate mortgage, I would just put the earpiece in, dial up the phone, wait on hold for 40 minutes and say, can you give me a discount? You know, knock something off it, make my rates cheaper. And there you go. Even if it's a little bit, you just do it again and again and again. Shop around, put them to work. While you're doing other work, okay, you can be on hold while you do something else, while you're drafting, while you're doing the dishes. Think about it like that. Think of it as a game to beat them. If you haven't already called your lender and asked for a lower rate, if you don't get it, it might be time to refinance somewhere else. Yes, but the problem is mortgage prison. It's people who can't refinance because their equity they have or their loan-to-value ratio has gotten worse. Some of them may even be in negative equity. Now, that doesn't mean the bank's going to kick you to the street. They don't have any incentive to do that. They want to get their money back from you. So odds are they're going to work with people to find a way to make it happen. So, yeah, we'll have to see. So, how much would another rate rise cost? In April last year, when the cash rate was at a record 0.1%, Aussies were spending an average of $32,364 per annum on their mortgage repayments, or $2,697 per month. After the rate hike in February, the average Aussie mortgage holder with a variable rate was paying $3,710 per month, or $44,520 per year. That's an increase of $12,156 since April 2022. That's a lot of money that is being sucked up into housing. So much of our economy is with housing. Housing economy is driven by housing. The government has housing's back in some ways. If the cash rate hits, that should be when the cash rate hits 3.6% in March, the average mortgage holder would be paying $3,808 per month, or $45,696 per year. This is a jump of $1,176 a year from February. So there we go, guys. Another rate hike increase. And there's another article here from Reuters reporting on the same thing. RBA lifts rates to 3.6% on March 7 and will finish at 3.85 in quarter 2, according to a Reuters poll. So the Reserve Bank will hike its interest rate again by 25 points to 3.6 on Tuesday, followed by one more lift next quarter before pausing until next year, taking the peak rate higher than previously thought, a Reuters poll found. So this is lower than what we're hearing from some of the Australian banks. They're claiming 4.1%, some even higher than that, potentially. And here we have a peak at 3.6. I mean, it is what it is. It's news, surveys, and guesses. Hopefully it's educated guesses made on a variety of assumptions, but you're talking a multivariate complex system, which is the economy, and a bunch of people that'll make a decision based on that. What can happen? We'll have to see. So, despite the 325 basis points in rate rises since May, controlling inflation has been a major challenge for the RBA, as it reached a more than 3-decade high of 7.8% last quarter, considerably above the target range of 2 to 3%. Okay, now, here's the thing. Inflation's high, sure. There's demand-driven inflation where there's so much money in people's pockets, they're willing to purchase, driving up the price. But there's also supply-side inflation where the costs of goods and services are driven up by increasing manufacturing costs, increasing wages, increasing power costs, increasing transportation costs, government taxes, tariffs, and legislation. What do you think? Just to guess, what do you think is having a bigger impact on our economy at the moment, on the cost of our goods and services, particularly so much that has been imported into Australia? Just putting a guess there. And this is all data. I mean, they're making decisions based on outdated data. It's really the only lever that the RBA can pull. I mean, it's all just a mess, really. You just got to sit, watch, and just take care of yourself, to be honest. Let's have a talk about all of this, guys. So once again, we've got predictions of interest rates increasing. I can't imagine anyone is at all surprised. There you go, guys. We'll just have to keep watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Thanks for watching. Check out Heise BIM and Heise Does. And if you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can help out on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.